Speaking of inappropriate behavior, there's some OnlyFans lady. I'm not going to give them publicity by naming them, but there's some OnlyFans lady who is less famous than this other OnlyFans lady. Because I had heard of the other OnlyFans lady. I had not heard of the first OnlyFans lady. But the first OnlyFans lady is calling out the second OnlyFans lady for, quote, attention-grabbing chaos that disrespects the work of serious professionals. And the second OnlyFans lady is the one who said she was going to sleep with 1,000 guys in a day or, 2,000 guys in a day or whatever. I think we played one of the clips where she went into a Five Guys burger joint and said, hey, I want the guys. Where can I order the Five Guys? How much does that cost? Ha ha ha. So the first OnlyFans lady was criticizing that girl, said, it's no longer women empowerment. It's shock value. And she's making a joke out of all of us. Breaking news. Stop the presses. OnlyFans, no longer about women empowerment. No longer about... We built this space to take control of our bodies and our finances. To take control of your bodies, you're selling your bodies to men who can do whatever they like with it. And our finances, not to fake pregnancies. I guess the second girl faked a pregnancy. Weddings or throw cakes at strangers on the street. Brands don't take us seriously anymore. Brands don't take us prostitutes seriously anymore. Media doesn't take us seriously. Hey, can you believe a person who has made a career out of whoring, going a whoring, is no longer taken seriously by corporate America or the media? I'm tired of explaining that not all of us are doing circus acts for views. Au contraire, mon frère. That's exactly what you're doing. One last line she says. She's criticized, obviously. She recognizes that it seems like she's not being introspective. And she said, well, if God gave me this platform, this body, this voice, why wouldn't I use it? It's not just about money. It's about taking care of my family. So, okay. So she says, we're not all doing circus acts for views. But of course they are. They're all doing circus acts. They're all providing a kind of tawdry, much more tawdry than the circus actually, entertainment for people and playing on various lusts and shallow desires of people and doing it for money. So she's saying, that other girl, that other OnlyFans prostitute, she's a clown. But they're all clowns. They're all clowns. And she explains how she became a clown, too. She says, look, you're going to say that I'm doing the same thing she is, but that's not true. How could you criticize my going a whoring on the television? Because God gave me this platform. I guess, and if you're talking about providence and God's passive will, it is true, lady, you have come across this platform and you've cultivated a large following. And God gave me this body. That's certainly true. And God gave me this voice, the voice that actually becomes more the focus of this kind of pornography, and ultimately, I suppose, of all pornography, even than the body does. That's what's so interesting about the second lady, the one who says she's sleeping with 1,000 men, and she goes into the burger joint and says, I want 5 guys. Because the reason I can honestly say, I'm happy to say that I've never seen her work. I've never seen her behind the OnlyFans paywall work. But I have seen her popular media stuff pop up. I've seen all these little clips go viral. And the scintillating, titillating kind of that girl's putting out actually never involves her taking off any of her clothes. It's just using her voice, using her language to degrade herself, to play on the dark fantasies of men. But that's where the point is. That's really where most of her popular work is. I like to think most people have not seen her actual nude stuff. And, I don't think they have. I think most people are just seeing that. But that is enough to show you what pornography is, which is intrinsically about degrading and turning human beings from proper subjects with rights into objects that can just be melded to one's fantasies. It turns these people into nothing more than objects of amusement. It turns them into clowns. And that's what this girl's getting at. The first OnlyFans girl criticizing the second one. She says, God gave me all this stuff, my body, even my platform, certainly my voice. So why wouldn't I use it to go whore myself? Because God gave you those things for a purpose. He gave you those things have a purpose, and you have free will. And you can either use all those things to their proper end, or you can turn away from God's grace and turn away from the moral order and degrade yourself. You have that freedom to do it if you want it. But when you don't use things for their proper purpose, you turn yourself into a clown. If I have my leftist tears tumbler here, I'm drinking delicious leftist tears out of it. It's actually fruity millennial seltzer. But okay, I'm drinking it. That's good. If, on the other hand, I took this tumbler and just dumped it all on my head and wore it as a hat, I would make myself into a clown. It would be kind of funny. You'd probably laugh. I wouldn't be using this for its proper purpose, and it would be funny. It would be incongruous. It would be unexpected. It would be farcical. It would be dumb and stupid. I would degrade myself in doing that, and you would laugh because I'd be a clown. When you use your body in ways that are contrary to its purpose and contrary to your flourishing, you make yourself into a clown, into kind of a joke. People make jokes about you. People call you nasty names, and you look ridiculous. When you use your voice in those ways, you make yourself into a clown. The second girl, the one who's talking about sleeping with 1,000 guys in a day or whatever, she's kind of funny. When she went into the burger place and said, "I want the 5 guys," that's kind of funny. I think I chuckled at it. But it's funny because it's perverse and subversive and unexpected and incongruous and wrong. It's just wrong. And that's fine. If you want to be a clown, go be a clown. But the one OnlyFans lady should not be criticizing the other OnlyFans lady. They're both doing exactly the same thing. And it's certainly not about empowering women or anyone else. It's not about empowering men either. It's degrading everyone and making everyone into a clown. The whores and the Johns alike, they're both making themselves into clowns. So maybe it's a good opportunity for all those gals to look themselves in the mirror and say, I don't have to live this way. I don't have to be a clown. I can take off the makeup and behave as I should. That was a great clip. No, your computer didn't freeze. I'm just waiting for you to click the subscribe button. Subscribe so you get more great clips, and then we can see more of each other. I would enjoy that. See you next time.